stronger, yeah.
Isabel, is that Isabel? Hi, Isabel.
Is this her first session?
No, I heard Isabel came in on the first on that the Zoom and session. Then she went out, and she came in, and she went out again, and she came in the end she didn't stay.
Isabel, unmute yourself. Can I hear you?
Cikgu, mana?
Siapa cikgu?
Cikgu Isabel.
Oh, iya ke? So you ask her, no, is this the first no, session? Very sensitive lah. Know how to answer? Yes or no?
Not the first session, but I have uninstalled from my computer and I'm using the phone. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Very clear, Isabel.
Kelly
Very
in?
clear.
Kelly? Not yet. Don't know where she went.
Oh, it's 4:03.
24, yeah?
Isabel, Loretta, how are you?
Hi, we are all good.
I think we can begin.
Hi.
So we good, Karthi?
Yep, I'm ready.
Oh, can you mute all? Is our host there? Right, so let's start. Good afternoon, everyone. Po, please stop the video.
Once upon
You're not supposed to play the video. Please spotlight to Karthi.
Go on, Raj. I think it's
All right, thank you. Thank you to our host, Past Assistant Governor Limpoho. And welcome everyone. Thank you. Thank you for coming to Why Bother Public Image session by Past Assistant Governor Karthi Palanisamy. So before we start, I'd like to remind you on the house rules. Please have a name to your Zoom profile and please turn on your video even during the session. If we don't see a name or video at the beginning of the session, you won't be allowed into the room. And if in the middle, your name and video disappears, you can be removed from the room due to security reasons. All participants will be on mute. You can't talk. If you like to talk, please raise your hand. We will unmute you if there is a need. And if you have any questions or remarks relevant to the topic, please send it, type it out in the Zoom chat function, not WhatsApp, yeah? Zoom chat function window. And of course, think of your action in front of the camera. And if you're connected to two devices, please turn off the audio on one device. All right, so we'll move on. I'd like to introduce the GDL for today. Past Assistant Governor Karthi Palanisamy has been involved in brand strategy and advertising for the past 30 years. He has worked with various brands, and some notable brand rollouts include Pantai Hospital Group, RHP Bank, Glenmary Properties, and Millennium and Copthorne Group of Hotels. He was the chairman of Audit Bureau of Circulation Malaysia, which oversees all audit of digital and print publications in Malaysia. He currently sits on the board of Communications and Multimedia Content Code under the Malaysian Communication and Multimedia Commission. He has been a Rotarian for 24 years and have served as President, Rotaract Chair, Youth Chair, PI Chair, Assistant Governor and District General Secretary. For the Rotary year 2020 up to 2022, he has been appointed as the Assistant Regional Public Image Coordinator for our zone. He will also be the District Trainer in Rotary year 21-22. And most importantly, he's very proud to say he is a former Interactor, Rotaractor, and now Rotarian. And I also like to introduce our resource person for today is Charter President Gurmeet Singh from Rotary Club of Mount Kiara Gateway. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Karthi.
Thanks, Raj. Let me just also very quickly introduce my resource people. As Raj said, Raj is of course the current Public Image Chair. Gurmeet is his deputy. And when Bindi takes over as governor, Gurmeet will serve as PI chair. That itself, you see that there is some continuity in as far as the PI committee is concerned. Let me just, I'm going to ask Pohu to play a video, and that video will set some premise to this entire discussion that's going to pursue. So Pohu, could you just share the video, please?
Once upon a time, business as usual was often good enough. No more. Where we are going, good enough is dead. In a world where everything is connected, where everything is equally excellent, where performance is reaching perfection, there's only one space left to innovate in: you. Right now, you are a central point in the raging tornado of change fueled by digitization, mobilization, augmentation, disintermediation, automation. Well, the list goes on. Science fiction is becoming science fact. Think about self-driving cars or computers that can learn and think. The way we work will never be the same. The skills we need will be dramatically different. Winning or losing are now happening faster than ever before. So what's your response? How will you discover new opportunities in one of the most transformational times in human history? Are you driving change, or are you being driven by it? Disruption has become the new normal. With change, it's always gradually, then suddenly, well, things really have stopped happening gradually. This change is exponential. Everything that used to be dumb and disconnected is now wired and intelligent. Cars, cities, ports, farms, even our bodies will be wired with sensors and will talk to each other. These game changers are also combinatorial. They amplify each other, creating a perfect storm of change. Quantum computing fuels big data. The Internet of Things fuels artificial intelligence and deep learning, which fuels robotics. However, anything that cannot be digitized or automated will become extremely valuable. Human-only traits such as creativity, imagination, intuition, emotion, and ethics will be even more important in the future, because machines are very good at simulating, but not at being. Yes, robots and software will do some of our work, but this will allow us to focus on things that cannot be automated. To imagine change squared, you've got to start engaging more with what might be, not just with what is. Immerse yourself in the immediate future, 5 to 7 years out from today. We need to go beyond technology and data to reach human insights and wisdom. Technology represents the how of change, but humans represent the why. The future is about holistic business model. The opportunity is to be liquid, to learn just in time, not just in case, not single improvements, but complete transformations, not individual systems, but new ecosystems. Humanity is where true and lasting value is created. We will engage, relate, and buy things because of the experiences they provide, because of their transformative power. The future doesn't just happen, the future gets happened. The new way to work is to embrace technology, but not to become it. The future is in technology, yet the bigger future lies in transcending it. Let's live and lead from here.
I'm going to share my screen now very quickly. Can you all see my screen, Raj?
Yes, we can see.
Yeah, it's good.
Thank you, Pahu. The reason why the video went to something else was Pahu was playing with his laptop. Just that short clip told us a few things. It told us basically you need to innovate. The most transformational time is really now. And really disruption is the new norm. And in everything, one thing stood out very, very clearly, right? Being human is key. And beyond data and technology and everything that's happening in life, what's so important now is humanity. And the amazing thing is that's really our landscape. Isn't it? That's what we, the Rotarians, Rotary clubs, and Rotary International stands for, humanity. So humanity is where true and lasting value is created. Right? People will buy, purchase, and engage because of the experience we provide. Earlier this morning, Raj did a session on the first part of public image, and this is exactly what he spoke about. We need to show our experience. And from that earlier video, the guy tells us, and Gert Leonard was the one who produced the video, he is labeled as one of the top 10 futurists of the world. He's a brand and data scientist. He tells us that really in life, on moving forward in this new landscape, it's all about humanity. When we talk about humanity, it's how we share that experience. That is exactly what Raj was trying to tell us this morning. Let's just go through some facts, and it's so important. And when Kiran asked us to address issues on public image, there's been many detractors out there who tell us that why should we even bother with public image? What's so important about the logo? What's so important about this? Let's go through some facts. This happens every year, right? Every year, 44,000 people around the world join Rotary. But the fact is also 55,000 leave Rotary every year. But globally, these are the numbers. Rotary is down by 20%. JCs is down by 64%. And the Masons, the Masonic Lodge, is down by 76%. So membership is a problem everywhere. So it's not something unique only to Rotary. So really, when RI started sitting and thinking about this issue, they realized that what's happening around the world, what's happening not just to us, what's happening to other community organizations. This is what's happening: declining numbers. It's no more attractive. Rotary seems to be losing our share of voice, and when we lose numbers, we also get less funds. So these were the reasons. Really, there was a need to reinvent Rotary. There was a need to re-image Rotary. Hence why, after many years of going through this, RI decided to relook at our brand. And we all know this, and this is a common marketing analogy, right? We need to make noise of the work we do. It's time to tell our Rotary story. He who whispers well about the things he has to sell will never earn as many dollars as he who climbs a tree and shouts. The guy who makes the most number of noise, he's going to make it. So subsequently, and if some of you all have sat in Siti's session earlier yesterday, and she talked about strategic plan, right? And this is pure data, RI spoke to many people, to 20,000 over Rotarians in 2002, and every 3 years they've been reviewing this, right? And the latest they reviewed it in 2007, right? On what does Rotarians want? So there was a need to reinvent. And this visual that you see is not from RI, it's from one of the top brand websites in the world. It talks about the Rotary wheel and how we moved from a wheel to a brand new logo. Let me just go back to the essence of why this was done. And if you go on to any design or any brand blogs, you'll see comments from non-Rotarians, and they all say this. I always thought Rotary builds bus stops. I thought Rotary builds signages, and that's all they knew about Rotary. Many of us have seen the wheel, but they don't know what it meant. Rotary being in the wheel didn't seem to help. Hence, there was a progression of the need to bring the word Rotary out of the wheel or to repeat it. Hence, our new logo shows Rotary very, very clearly. That's why. But as it went on, there was a need to position itself. There was a need to emphasize on Rotary and what we really, really stand for. In the last few years, you've seen many, many changes, and those are the changes you'll see subsequently. And now, at least the current phase from 2018 or 17, the focus is people of action. That's what they want us to be, people of action. As people of action, we share strong sense of purpose, right? And we have 4 areas of focus or 4 priorities. Number 1, it says increase our impact, right? People of action are effective problem solvers. We need to expand our reach. People of action activate and inspire one another. Enhance participant engagement. People of action strive to understand the need of others. And finally, our priority 4 is increase our ability to adapt. So people of action are inventive, entrepreneurial, and resilient. So the current phase of public image as far as Rotary is concerned is for us to reflect our role as people of action. Raj this morning spoke again and again. He gave us examples of people of action, the manner in which we tell a story, the manner in which we project ourselves, the manner in which we talk must show people in action. A picture of a Rotary president presenting a check to someone else is not people in action. A picture of Rotarians doing community work among the recipients, those are people of action pictures. There are 3 main focuses: our membership, the Rotary Foundation, and finally public image. There is absolutely no way that membership can increase and Rotary Foundation can increase more funds if we do not do public image correctly. So public image is so important in getting it right before we go on to doing foundation work, before we go on doing membership. Once we get our public image right, we get our messaging right, then the membership will increase and Rotary Foundation funds into the foundation will increase. I thought I wanted to do this very quickly, and I want you to think about this, and I want you to give the answers in a chat, right? Let's assume you had only 100 ringgit and we asked you to give it to a charity, right? So which of these 5 charities would you give the money for, right? So you've got Mercy Malaysia, who basically positions themselves as relief efforts. They stand for relief efforts. You give it to Kiwanis Malaysia, who's pretty well known for Down syndrome. Or do you give it to the Malaysian Red Crescent, who's very famous for disaster relief? Or do you give it to Lions Club Malaysia, who's known for their work in eye clinic? Or do you give it to Rotary Malaysia, who's involved in polio? Right? Think about it. And very quickly put it in the chat group so Raj and Gurmeet can manage it. I want to see who would you give your 100 ringgit to? Between these 5 organizations, who would you give your money to? Right?
Sorry, Karthi, just to step in. So
Sure.
we've got a few answers so far. What's interesting is both Sanjeev and Samantha mentioned Mercy and Red Crescent.
Sure. Yeah. And it's pretty obvious. Mercy Malaysia has done tremendous work. And it's, Mercy Malaysia started their work here during the time of during the turmoil time during Bosnia Herzegovina, the Kosovo issue and all that, right? But every time there is a need for relief work, the first organization that goes in there and provide relief is Mercy Malaysia, right? During the Aceh tsunami, the first organization that went in was Mercy Malaysia, right? But the reason why people will support, what Sanjeev and Sam did was immediately, they'll give it the relief measure for a specific reason. It shows they are actually the real people of action, isn't it? Are there any other answers?
Yeah, so majority so far, 16 people and counting, Mercy, There's a few Red Crescent. Basically, Sanjeev says, "Oh, no one in Malaysia remembers." A few Kiwanis, and then a few Rotarians who sympathy to themselves to Rotary Club. They say Rotary la, Rotary la, Rotary la.
Maybe we'll do the count and tell you at the end.
Sure.
Yeah.
Still coming in.
Okay. So, really public image is about our reputation. It's about our story, right? The result of what Rotary does, what Rotary says, and what others say about Rotary, right? That's really what public image is all about, What Rotary does, what Rotary says, and what others say about Rotary. And I want to re-emphasize this. Our pillars that we all stand for, what we work towards, the 3 pillars of Rotary, right? Membership, Rotary Foundation, and public image. I'm a firm believer of this, that without public image, we won't get Rotary Foundation right, we won't get membership right? Later, Raj and Gurmeet will also add on their views. Both of them are brand practitioners, both of them are trainers, so they can give further insight in supporting my stand. But all said and done, I think it's nice to see what other people are doing. So let's look at our so-called competitors. Let's see how they showcase themselves. This is Lions Club, right? And this is what they showcase themselves, right? I'm only looking at their websites, right? This is Lions Malaysia, and this is how they focus themselves. Together we serve, and this is and this is also Lions on what they do. This is Mercy Malaysia. This is also Malaysia, who shows all the different areas of focus they work on, the different projects they do. Kanchara Soup Kitchen. I mean, everyone, if you talk about Soup Kitchen, everyone knows Kanchara Food Kitchen. And all that they show is the work they do. And Magna, the foundation for all cancer organizations comes under Madras Cancer National, right? And they clearly say in their front page, 10,000 patients receive help from Magna. But I thought what I'll do is this, I decided to blog in the last few days, do a bit of more research, and I said, let's look at the top NGOs in the world, right? And top NGOs in the world and top NGO websites in the world. This is based on not just their look and feel, it's based on their messaging, what they say, how easy is it to navigate their website, right? So it's based on these things, not just from a design perspective, but also from a cause perspective, what they stand for, what they do. Is it easy to send the message across? So these are the top 6 or 7 NGO websites in the world. WWF, right? Very clear on what exactly they do. If you look at the navigation bar up there, it says our work, our people, the places where we do work, and wildlife. This Earth Day, our breath, our life, our work. Very clear, very clean. WWF. The Power of Humanity, the Australian Red Cross, right? Very, very current because they immediately had a COVID message on their website. And this is Charity Water, based in the US also. Some of them may not look exciting, but it tells a story. The Ford Foundation and the various community programs they do. And you know what? Rotary is one of the top 10 websites, NGO websites in the world. So we are there. And remember this is not decided by Rotarians. This was decided by design people, by futurists, by cause, by different things. So Rotary is one of the top 6 NGO websites in the world. And they're very, very current. It tells you about Rotary. But remember, even if you go onto the Rotary website, from a public point of view, it's all about the cause we stand for. What we do is very, very, very clearly stated. But let's bring it back home now. Let's look at how we in Malaysia project ourselves. But bear in mind, I tried doing this from a user perspective. I did it. So I went there and searched. Now, if I'm a Malaysian, don't know anything about, I've heard about Rotary. So what would I do? I'll probably type in my search column, Rotary Malaysia. So I'm going to look at clubs that pop up when I type in Rotary Malaysia. This is our district website. Remember what we saw earlier, how the NGO website looks like, how RI website looks like, right? This is Rotary Club of KL Diraja. This is the Rotary Club, or this is our district, our second page in our district. This is the Rotary Club of Bangsa. This is the Rotary Club of USJ. And these clubs are chosen only because they appear in the top, right? So I decided, so those are all websites. Remember this very, very clearly. I spoke about just now earlier about how NGOs position themselves, how RI position themselves. We are supposed to be people of action. But the last 4 websites that I showed you were Rotary clubs who are just showing their presidents. Remember, the website is for use of the public. So if the public goes to the website, the first picture they see in our RI, our district website is ourselves. Not the work we do. The front page of the Rotary Club of KL Raja is the president's message. Do you think that's what we want to see? This is our second page of the district website. Then the Rotary Club of Bangsa, they showed us the board of directors, USJ. Then I said, okay, let's take it one step further. So I decided to type Rotary Club Malaysia, in Facebook. And this is what I get. This is the Rotary Club Bukit Bintang, the Rotary Club of Setiawan, the Rotary Club of Kampong Baru. So if you look at the messaging the clubs in Malaysia are doing, we seem to be disjointed, right? We seem to be all over the place. We seem to be focusing on ourselves rather than what we do, right? And as Raj mentioned earlier, it's all about the people of action. It's all about the work that we do, and that's what's important, right? But we seem to be telling a story to ourselves, not to the people, our target audience. But I thought I will. Now let's talk about being current and relevant, and I want to share you a few stories, right, about being current and relevant in these times. This was launched by the Rotary Club of one of the clubs here, the Rotary Club of Colombo, this morning, right? This is about being reactive. This is the Rotary Club of Colombo launching a program with the Ministry of Health of Colombo, of Sri Lanka, right? And they've launched a project called Brand Stop the Spread. And this is what they're doing, right? The Rotary Club of Colombo have mobilized 16,000 people in the country, Rotarians, Rotaractors, Interactors, to practice and lead the containment of COVID, right? And the idea was basically to tell people, stop the spread of COVID. They worked together with the Sri Lankan Olympic Association, chose 41 of the athletes to become, to spread the message about social distancing, wearing a mask, doing all those things, right? The second phase of the project involved the 46 clubs in Sri Lanka to take an oath of service above self and champion of implementing an SOP that has been set by the Ministry of Health for supermarkets, for institutions, basically in this current COVID-19, right? This is being current. They immediately jumped on the bandwagon, worked with the Ministry of Health, launched a nationwide program called Stop the Spread. This is about being current, right? We all sit at home, but yet they managed to launch this, and everyone in Sri Lanka is talking about it. A project done by RIA President-elect Shekhar Mehta, where he immediately 3-4 days ago had a conversation with the Minister of Health and managed to showcase what Rotary does in India and offered for Rotary clubs in Malaysia to work with the Ministry of Health in India in their work, right? So it's all about being current. Now my next slide is going to be something very, very interesting. Some of you all know, I think Rajesh just came on a bit earlier. The lady on the left and right, that's Rajesh and Ratnam from the Rotary Club of Malawati. Now these two funny people started a program, I think 2 weeks ago when the COVID virus, when we started going on MCO, right? And they were doing a cooking show. So every day they come up with some funny things. They do brinjal, they do this. Then Ratnam decided to get inventive, and he decided to introduce rasam with whiskey, right? And he did a video clip, put it on his Facebook, and that went viral, right? It went viral to the extent that in Sri Lanka, one of the top podcast hosts ran his video, right? And I hear, well, that his podcast has got 1.2 million people watching it. Rajesh's website itself has got close to 400 over hits, right? So, but it stemmed from one thing. It stemmed from wanting to have a bit of fun. It stemmed from having a bit of fun. It stemmed from a choice that she was stuck alone with her husband, and it stemmed from just having fun. And they came up with a video, which is now half of Sri Lanka knows about. And that's all. And that's really what it is, right? If you have a bit of fun, the cause is right. There was no immediate, there was no benefit for as far as they were concerned. They were just doing a video about drinking rasam with whiskey, about actually drinking whiskey with rasam. So really, and that's what they did. And everyone now knows. So I think Ranam and Rajesh are brand names in Sri Lanka. So that's, that's basically things that you can do while under MCO. Paul, if you could play the last video before. And I want Raj, if you could, at the beginning of our Q&A, I know Rajesh is in the house. Maybe Rajesh can be one of the first people that I'd like to invite to say a few words on how she went about this video. But before Rajesh does it, Pohu, if you could just play the video, Pohu, please.
I'll put her in the queue.
What can social media do for you? Check this out. It's a true story. Meet Paul. He's a Rotarian who likes to swim. In 2012, he used social media to promote his club's global swim marathon. With email, Facebook, Twitter, Skype, Google Maps, YouTube, and a blog, Paul spread the word. More than 200 clubs on 6 continents signed up. The big day came, February 25th. During 1 hour across 15 time zones, 4,546 people between 8 and 93 years old each swam 100 meters. If you're counting, that's 454 kilometers. The swim marathon raised more than $100,000 for polio eradication. It set a Guinness World Record, got headlines all over the world, and a whole bunch more people learned about Rotary. Since then, Paul's club has inducted 16 new members. Coincidence? Social media helped Paul communicate his idea, create enthusiasm, raise money, increase membership, and spread the word about Rotary. Oh, and a year later, the club's next swim marathon was even more successful. So think about it. What can social media do for you?
Thank you, Pohu. Raj, you want to invite Rajesh in?
Thank you, PAG Karthi. Rajesh from Rotrika Amlavati to start the Q&A session. We would like to tell us, how the impact of it. So what's your question to her, Karthi?
Hi.
No, I don't want to put a question to her. I just want to ask Rajesh and Ratnam. I know Ratnam probably did it because he just wanted to drink whiskey, but Rasam was just a byproduct. But really, about how you two guys, sitting where you are, managed to make a video to viral all over until half of Sri Lanka have seen it.
Well, this is Ratnam. Okay, basically, what happened was that, Ratnam is not a person who comes to the kitchen. Yeah, the typical Indian man, the lady takes the kitchen. But actually, it was just like, we are very busy in the mornings. Then in the afternoon, we need to take a break. I said, let's go and do some cooking. As I was doing rasam, he was sitting there trying to make a whiskey for himself. And I said, hey, I'm asthmatic. My father used to give me brandy with rasam. So why don't you try it with whiskey? He said, okay. He tried it and he said, nice. He said, okay, come, let's do it ourselves. So I actually video recorded it for the fun of it. It was the 6th day of COVID for the fun of it. So initially we just sent it to a few friends. Then I don't know how it went all over, about 8 countries it went around. And then Sri Lanka, this person called Charit, who's an ex-cricketer, he runs an online show. He had invited us over and said, they have seen it, he had tried it. And he said it was lovely and he wanted us to come online and have a talk show, which went on for about 45 minutes. So before we knew it, in fact, that very evening, we had calls from everywhere, including Dr. Krishna.
South Africa.
He said the Manipal doctors group sent it to him. We had it gone to South Africa, gone to Canada, Durban, went all over, Bhutan, everywhere, and then it bounced back. So the relatives became popular overnight. People have been asking, is this our Rotarian? Is the sister clubs in Coimbatore got it? So, yeah, it was just a fun thing we started.
Thanks, guys. I think the idea was simply this. Both Ratnam and Rajesh, found a cause that was fun, it was exciting, and they set it out. And now it's become known in 8, 9 countries, how of Sri Lanka. So the idea is all about this. The idea about you need to find stuff like this, it can go viral. People don't want to see serious stuff. People want to see this, especially in this times now. So, Rajesh and Ratnam, excellent work. You guys, you should have at least worn a Rotary t-shirt and got us, a bit of publicity too. But, maybe the next video.
No, in my second, when the online talk, I did mention about Rotary Club and what we do, and our sister club. I got all the info from Sudha. And yes, you want to say something?
Yeah. We were actually.
Go on, Raj.
I'm a very, very outdoor guy and really got stuck in the house this time. So I decided to create a lab in the kitchen. The lab is to discover a vaccine for COVID. So why not? Now, when we got this whiskey, rasam whiskey cocktail, a doctor called us and told us that, hey, that's the right combination, because you see, sanitizer has got alcohol. It kills the virus. Rasam has got all the great exotic spices that can create the immunity that you need to fight the virus.
So they say.
So we've got a solution, brother.
I have a question. Sorry, I have a question. Ratnam, was it blended or single malt?
Single malt.
It makes
That's a very good question.
Makes a lot of difference the next day. And I wish you all the best for the sodi and sambar next. Yeah, let us know.
No, next is called drunken chicken.
Drunken chicken. All right.
This one, we got a twist to it. We are calling it, the Chinese version is drunken chicken. The Indian version is Kudikara Koli.
Well done, Jay, guys. Good job. Good job. So, Karthi, can we move on to the Q&A?
Yes, please.
Are you done with your slide? All right. Yep. Before we start the Q&A, your question earlier, who will you give the 100 ringgit to? All right. So those who participated, 29 said Mercy, and 18 said Rotary. So that's Rotary sentiment. And 2 said Kiwanis, 5 said Red Crescent, and 2 said Lions. And PAG Mohanraj from Rotary Club Pudu, he said he'll split it to all of them. So 20 ringgit each. Yeah, so that's the result of it. All right, so to go to the questions so far being posted, other than my camera not working, there was one question. How do we create emotional stimulation to donate or join Rotary? Can PI help this question?
Surely, let me share with you a story. I don't know the exact facts, but it works around this thing, right? I think in Norway, the Norwegian government gives out money every year to every single resident, right? And that money is basically money from excess of income from oil and gas, right? So it ranges from and the money is pretty big, anything between $2,000-3,000 every year. This is on above the taxes and evasion. So every Norwegian gets X amount of money. So a number of charities were trying to see whether how they can, because people don't need the money. The Norwegians are pretty good. People were actually giving away their money. So 2 charities did a campaign to see how they can get Norwegians to donate, right? I'm not too sure exactly, but the majority of them gave it to the one specific charity because it was emotive, right? Because it spoke about a need, it spoke about the child who was sick rather than the cause. Right? He didn't talk about cancer is this. He didn't talk about cancer is that. He talked about Mary needing treatment. Right? So the messaging needs to be right. It's not about cancer. There are 8,000 people who have got cancer. It's not about that. It's about Mary. You need to personalize your message. You need to make your message emotive. So the manner in which we tell our story has to reflect that, right? And you spoke this morning, Raj, about the necessity to share the experience, and that's really it, right? The manner in which we share our messaging is so important. Gurmeet, you want to add on?
Yes, basically, sometimes it boils down to going back to basics. If you create something that's emotional, we also have to ask ourselves, why is it when someone who is from Kiwanis or Lions, when they go and approach the public and go, this is my cause, why is it they get so much attention? Is there any reason why they get so much attention? It's because they keep it simple. We don't complicate it. There has to be that emotional link about, it's not about features, it's about benefits. What is the benefit of me donating or helping to this cause? Then you translate that benefit into, more people getting cured, more people getting aid. So by providing that factual data, if possible, or some form of data, it will reassure the public and go, okay, I know I'm actually supporting a very good cause and I want to be part of it. And most importantly, it's not about a press release or a press announcement only. We always have to acknowledge who our donors were, who our helpers were. And the buck must not just stop at, okay, you donate first and then I'll take a picture and show you I went to the Orang Asli camp. No, it doesn't work like that. You should encourage the public, those who have donated and whatnot, in whatever way possible, to allow them to volunteer so that they can come and be part of it as well, and then share that content back onto your social media.
All right, so the answer is we have to share our experience more. And Nicholas from RCPG, no, I didn't summarize it, but yes, what you guys said is true. Share the experience. We have to create that emotional curiosity. Yeah? And Nicholas from RCPJ, he said we need to address the misconceptions and myth of Rotary. People ask me why I joined the drinking club. So I just send them our Rotary service project photograph.
Pictures of our Rotary project.
Yeah, photographs. Yeah. Yeah. So again, we start sharing our good project experience, that misconception will change. And Samantha posted 3 questions. Are we projecting the right thing to the public? Let's go one by one. So Karthi, are we projecting the right thing to the public?
I think if you start, I in my research and trying to find the way we tell our story, right, both in Facebook and in the website. But if you look at our Facebook, and because we all a closed group, we get enough messages. I mean, the work we're doing for COVID is amazing, right? I mean, from Perlis, what the guys do in Perlis, what the guys do in Penang, Perak clubs are doing excellent work. Ipoh, Chris, Greentown, the clubs in Klang Valley. I know my current president CK is coordinating a lot of work for the district. He's out every day delivering food stuff, right? But that's the story we need to say. But how? I think our problem is this. I think we're doing great. The work we do, as far as being current is concerned, we are not getting our story out there. That's our problem, right? We do some great stuff. I mean, Rotary Kase did an excellent program, and with the school bags. I remember it was a joint program. I think it was with Mara or YPM or one of those things. It was an excellent opportunity for Rotary to work with the government, right? How much do we take that story and go out there, go out wild with the story about our work with Malay families, with lower income people, with YPM, with Mara, right? I don't know whether you all remember this, but it was such a small story, but no one took it out and ran, right? We need to get a lot more noise out on there. We all know we do some great stuff, but we're not getting it out there. That's our problem. Was there another additional question to that?
That's another 2 questions. What is Rotary's plan post MCO? Do we have a recovery plan?
Well, my only answer to that is, this is a public image session and we do not have answers for that. I think incoming governor and governor are both in the room. they'll probably tell us, you know, at the end of the session, maybe we can allow them to help us answer, or they can do it now.
So, IDG, Theo?
You want me to say something?
Yeah,
Yes,
your
definitely.
opinion.
You know, we have to plan ahead. Now, after the post MCO, there are a couple of things that we need to do. Yeah, things to come back to normal, and a lot of activities we have to be planned. Yeah, and of course, if you are talking about PI, if you talk about post MCO, now which aspect we are talking about now? If you're talking about the public image, of course, a lot of things has to be done. PI and all other committees, so we have to work very closely together. Yeah, for example, membership surveys, community surveys, and what have you. Because basically what we want PI to do is to make sure Rotary is seen, is heard, is known, and awareness basically. Now, I remember once we had the so-called PI grant from RI. We did kind of a membership drive. But at the end of the day, you look at all those participations, those participants, most of them are mainly Rotarians. Outsiders were not involved. So we couldn't gain the so-called extra mileage. So we have to really look into it. And in fact, yesterday when City presented the so-called strategic plan for the district, a lot more things can be done. And with that budget allocation, if approved, we can really plan for it. Definitely we can plan for it. And of course, after the so-called COVID-19, things will not go back as normal before. It will be different. A lot of things will be different. Ways of doing things, even having meetings, it could be different. There are proposals. We can have meetings in person. Then we have meetings, Zoom meeting, and things like combination of all these things. That will actually take us far and long and far. Basically, I think this is how I look at it. Yeah.
Right. Thank you, IDG. Sanjeev from Rotary Club of Kelana Jaya, he said we always have the conflict of each club doing club project versus clubs doing district level projects. So we don't continuously have the same branding image over the years. Karthi, what do you say?
Okay, I'll attempt to answer this. I think with Mercy Malaysia, I'm going to draw some examples from a lot more successful NGOs, right? With Mercy Malaysia and with Red Cross, they have a singular cause. So it's a lot more easier to tell their story, right? Whenever that cause is needed, they go in. But in Malaysia, all of us don't stand for different causes. The guys in Bukit Kiara Sunrise does excellent work with the REF, right? And Malamati may do something else. Malamati seem to be guided towards environment, and they say stand for that cause. We seem to have different causes. But I think RI has done one thing for us, right? They broke it down to our 6 areas of focus, right? And I asked Rotary clubs to concentrate on these 6 areas of focus. So how do we get that messaging out there, right? And this is our areas of focus. So I think, Sanjeev, there's a necessity for us now to streamline. It's about telling our Rotary story, right? So we need to be very concise that when people ask us, what does Rotary do? We need to be focused. This is our main 6 areas of focus. And this is what we get involved. Maternal health and child, education with the community, and so on and so forth. But yes, because we don't have a singular cause, it's difficult to tell a singular story. Therein lies some challenges. But when the district does a project, Rishi needs to draw experience from these 6 areas, and that's where they've been trying to do at least. Yes, there is a problem when there's so many things we're doing and we're not focused. So hopefully in time we cannot have one voice or one storyline to say.
Can I try to answer this question as well? Just to take it up from here, since the coming year I'll be the district governor. Now, of course, a lot of things we have done, a lot of beautiful things. The so-called district action groups. Yeah, I'm not going to venture into something again, my signature project and things like that. In fact, we have more than if you say we don't have a singular project, it's not quite true. As far as ARA is concerned, Rotary is concerned, we have the end polio, which is actually very, very significant and a signature project as far as Rotary is concerned. But I fully agree with you, the 6 areas of focus, will be the focus as far as we are concerned. In fact, the district action groups, we should take full advantage of it. Rotary Gase, autism, all these are beautiful projects. We don't have to come up with something new unless something very, very critical, very urgently need to be addressed. Like, for example, environment. Perhaps we look into it, work on it. But as far as clubs are concerned, we try to encourage. That's why we have the global grants where we say the focus is actually the 6 areas of focus. So these are the things that we should encourage clubs to do. Yeah, that's my view. And if you ask me, Theo, no, every year there's a signature project, district project. Are you going to have one? To be very honest with you, no. That's my answer.
All right. Thank you, IEDG. There's 3 questions or remarks here which relates and very interesting. President Anthony Pinto, he said, does it back to start developing storytelling skills in Rotarians? And Jia Ping Lee said, everyone needs to learn how to hashtag. And Kamarul said, how do we get our story out there? So looking at these 3, I think there is a need to do a storytelling training. Sharing hashtag, why do we share hashtags? And if you see, there are postings with 2 hashtags and there are postings with 20 hashtags, and there's a big difference between 2. I think we have to do these kind of trainings for our Rotarians, content writing, how to tell a very emotional story, because Anthony Pinto also said when the human story is compelling, it moves donor to act. That's how we raised 200K in less than 2 months for the earthquake victims in Nepal 5 years ago. This is from Anthony Pinto, Bukit Kiara Sunrise. Yep. So what's your take on that, Karthi? How to teach our Rotarian storytelling skills?
Well, that's another class by itself, man. But it's about sharing experience, right? And I think draw some thoughts from what Jiaping and Anthony Pinto are saying. I mean, Jiaping is also a brand practitioner, so she knows what she's talking about. I think there needs to be some consistency, and because and Pinto really said it exactly right. Because there was a cause, and because the story was right, they managed to raise X amount of money, and that's exactly it. If there was a right, if you can show them the experience, if you can show them the cause, people will donate, right? This process of having some consistency, I think end of the day, I looked at some of the questions and all the questions come on to this. There is no one singular message we are saying. For sure, we need to do that. We need to have a singular cause, or at least focus on the 6 areas of focus and get us all unified in that messaging. In terms of look and feel, I think there was another comment about some of the pictures that has come out during the COVID and the logos that each club is using. Some of them are completely wrong, right? But at this point of time, we don't want the PR company to pick up the phone and call up the club and say, "Hey guys, you're messing up the logo." We want people to just continue doing it first. At some point, we need to tell them. But yeah, the message needs to go out there, guys. You need to use the correct logo. Consistency is important. Messaging is important. How we tell our story is important. So if someone tells you the logo is not important, he is wrong. Logo is important. But at some point, you do want to tell them now, especially when they've gone out and done such great things, the logo is wrong. So there's a right time for it. Now may not be the right time, but yes, Raj, I think you have a huge responsibility ahead, both Raj and Gurmeet as being chair and deputy, in trying to get that consistency in messaging right in terms of all the Rotary Club. Messaging is not just a logo. I think someone asked about how do we have a consistent message? How do you have a storyteller? We need to have a consistent message in terms of what do we represent, a standard You know, we used to have sessions those days called writing a press release. You stop having those things because, you know, but there's a necessity maybe for that, right? How to write a press release? How do you talk to the press? How do you write a boilerplate for the club? What does your club mean? What does Rotary mean? Those standard things may need to be relooked at. Yeah.
All right, that's right. That's right. And IDG, we need more budget to buy Rotan now to get the logo right. All right. So, past President Shirley, she said, right from your heart. You don't need bombastic English to tell your the storytelling skills to convey your emotions. That's right. Okay, there's an interesting question from the current public image chair. I think this is for you, Karthi. The project with Yayasan Mara was covered in at least 10 newspapers and Bahasa newspapers too. The project wasn't received well by some Rotarians. What are your thoughts?
You know, I had this conversation with Mili. Mili is the current PI. I had this conversation. To me, when I saw those stories in the Malay paper, Mili had forwarded to the group, I thought it was excellent. I thought this is exactly it, right? We talk so much about not being able to engage the Malay speaking public, and this provided us an opportunity. Why wasn't it taken and spread to a lot more people? Every Rotary in Malaysia can use that story to tell the Rotary story, right? Of how we are engaging towards the Malay community. And then she tells me that there are some Rotarians who didn't like us working with the government. I say bloody nonsense, lah. Come on, you know. I mean, whoever those guys, and I wish that person had called me because I would have given him hell. Right? We had a great opportunity to having worked with Mara. We had a great opportunity to have working with the government. We had a great opportunity to penetrate towards the Malay market. So whoever is complaining about it, go join Lions, lah.
All right, I'm just going through very fast. Governor Leo, he posted Rotary's face a public image fiasco a few years back when RI President gave an award on clean government on behalf of District 3300 to our ex-PM Najib then. And DJ Patrick Lim really run down Rotary. I think we got to be very careful what image we want to project in Rotary and not repeat it. It's not a question, but it's a remark. All right, so we'll take it as an advisory. It's sensitive to talk about it. And then, yeah, I have a question, Karthi. You know, most of it are remarks. Today, when I started with we take pictures and we post pictures because we want to tell public what more we can do. If you remember, I said that the reason is past few weeks and months, even from my own club and close Rotarians, I've been receiving messages like, you know, Rotary don't have to take photographs when you do your contribution. You know, we don't have to boast about it on Facebook, cameras and all that. So when we have thoughts and perceptions like that, how do we cater that? I don't know if what I said today morning, you know, convinced them. But, you know, the saying that the right hand gives, the left hand don't have to know. You know, there's a misconception or thoughts that going around that we don't need to carry camera when we do projects. What is your thought on that?
You know, if you go back to earlier, and maybe I may have missed saying it, you know, the reason why there's declining membership in Rotary, it's lesser funds coming into Rotary International, and we don't have a voice out there is only because Rotary for the longest of time did not blow our own horn, right? We were doing amazing things. I give you an example, right? You know the Zoo Negara in Malaysia, you know who started it? Rotary. Tun Usina Hospital, who started it? Rotary. Alzheimer's Society of Malaysia, who started it? Rotary. And the list can go on. Perkim Rehabilitation Home, who started it? Rotary. But that was the old school thought that whenever you do charity, don't publicize it. Things have changed. There's a need to make noise in the work that we do. Not individual, but the benefactor must be the Rotary, meaning Rotary must be the winner in the messagings we go on, right? And when I tell my friends, you know, Tun Usina Hospital, we basically formed the foundation to start up Tun Usina Hospital. The same thing with the zoo, and I can go on and on and on. They're all surprised. They say, why don't we all make a big noise about it? Exactly. So it's time to tell people this is what we do, right? We've done amazing things in all these years. I mean, if you do a list of all the things that we've done from Perlis, wherever Negeri Sembilan, the list would be endless, right? But now it's time to say it, but not saying it with picture of us shaking hands with ties, holding a whisk, that's not saying, but it's not about giving checks. It's about doing some real work, right? If those are the imagery that we want to give out, then I personally don't like, and this is a personal thing about, both people holding hand and giving a hamper or giving some food. I think we need to teach people what are people of action pictures. And therein relies the PI community's role, right? We need to choose the right pictures to go, to be used whenever we tell a story,
Yep. Good answer. Thank you. It's 5:02 now. I'd like to invite our incoming district trainer and district governor before I call Karthi back for wrap up.
Raj, Raj, just 1 second. There were 3 or 4 questions, but out of which I think we should attempt to answer this question. This is from Shan. Will district have more sessions on public image?
I think that's for Raj.
Sorry, I didn't hear you right. What was it? Sorry, Gurmeet, can you repeat that?
So Shan has asked us, will district have more sessions on public image?
More sessions, yes. We will have what is people of action photograph, how to take people of action photograph. And I'm also thinking of adding a storytelling, I don't know how to call it, writing skill or content writing skill. Yeah, we want to focus more on to share how to tell a good Rotary experience to attract the public. Whether it's emotional touch or a funny touch, but they need to be attracted to whatever we post on club level.
Yeah.
Before we look at the district level.
Yeah. Let me just add on from a public image practitioner. It's like this and we all heard this story. Maybe I'll just repeat it myself. When a dog bites a man, it's not a story When the man bites a dog, that's a story, right? And it's also this. Say, for example, you need to tell people that you gave $1,000 towards polio, right? So when you say you give $1,000 or $1,000 towards polio, that's not a big story, but you divide it to the number of MPUs that you can do. You know that 80 US cents makes 1 MPU. So you divide that. So if you tell a story saying 1,200 students receive polio vaccination. So the bigger story is 1,200 people receive polio vaccination rather than 1,000 US was donated. This is how you spin the story and make it a lot more interesting.
Yeah, true. Is there any other questions, Gurmeet?
This one just fresh out of the oven from Sanjeev. It's actually an opinion. Clubs need to submit more projects to district platforms with proper write-ups and photos. PI committee can help on attractive, and district can promote 1 or 2 hero projects a month on our website.
Yes. Same answer again. Yes, we will look into it on guiding the clubs. If you remember my last slides on both talks today and yesterday, I had that support from the district PI team. So we really want to go down to the clubs and sit with you guys 1 meter away, and we want to share with you how not the best practices, but what's been done. What you can do, because first we have to understand your interests and what you can do and what you want to do before we even suggest or set up the training. So the answer is yes, the district PI team will come down to the clubs to assist you.
Yeah, Raj, I think the comment is not so much on what the PI committee can do. It's more of the clubs have to proactively tell the districts of their projects by putting them into all the websites, submit it with a proper write-up so the district PI team can properly put it to make it more attractive, like what Karthi said. Don't tell people that we're donating 1 million, but how many people we have helped. So it's more of the clubs having to proactively submit it to the district rather than PI team going through all the Facebook and website of each clubs and try to gather them and putting it up a nice story.
But rather we go down and train them how to do a good posting. So we will kill 2 birds in 1 stone. So at least the postings will get better and it will become a habit and we will take it from there.
Raj,
So yeah, we will look into it.
Yeah, Raj, I'm just looking at one of the comments here. It's from Thomas Verghese. I'm not sure whether is Thomas from Damansara Heights or from KLD Raja. I'm not sure who, but I think it's an excellent comment about, I think, how the district can
Damansara
go on
Heights.
and Damansara Heights. Okay, just someone to be thinking of. Can we pick a day where every quarterly example and the district does a program on teaching clubs on FB pages, and every Rotarian share the experience, blah, blah, blah. I think it's an excellent suggestion. Yeah, and I think the good thing about this is a lot of the chat suggestions are asking for more seminars
Workshops.
like that. So Raj, you got your table full.
We don't mind carrying it out every weekend, but you guys better attend. Yeah. Yes, we will look into it. That's a commitment from the PI committee this year, next year, and the coming years.
Yeah.
Yep.
Raj, or Gurmi, could we get Governor Leo to say something?
Yes, Governor. Governor Leo.
I think, thank you. It's a very interactive action. I think we are moving in the right direction for our PI image concern. I think, but there's problems that many of the small clubs are doing. That not everybody have the skill to write something like that. That's why I told them even the design of the logos now. Actually, I'm opening up, asking them to go and contact the PI committee to help them. Many of the clubs are not aware that the PI committee is actually very active and willing to help, especially like Mili and I think many clubs are actually doing it to go to the brand center and everything. That's what I have to say. I think they are doing fantastic work. Congratulations to the PI team and incoming one too. I think we are in the right direction. Thank you.
Thank you, Governor Leo. All right, so let's wrap it up. So I'd like to call upon our incoming district trainer, PDG Kiranjit. PDG, your thoughts? After you unmute.
Thank you, Raj. Thank you, PAG Karthi, for that excellent presentation. Now I can see that we did a very right decision of actually having today, and I hope that the Public Image Committee will continue to support Rotarians in our district, especially clubs in our district. We can see that there's a lot of demand in the area of actually learning how to be able to sell or be able to bring Rotary to a different platform. And it's very good that IDG has also committed to more money towards promoting towards our PI committee and our PI events for this thing. So I hope that Rotarians or club incoming presidents will take advantage of the active work that the Public Image is doing. And I would like to say that Public Image or our district Public Image has been very active in every for the last few years. We have been trying to do good work or try to actually elevate Rotary's visibility in Malaysia, and we do it. Sometimes it's may not sit well with some people, but we all mean well about what we do. So well done, Public Image.
Thank you, incoming district trainer and incoming district governor, Theo.
Okay.
For your thoughts.
Yeah, well done. Yeah, I think the two topics like what our incoming district trainer has just put it. I think very appropriate. Address a lot of issues that is commonly faced by the clubs. Now, definitely going forward. In fact, I have my plan also. In fact, I told you before, I would want to have a monthly meeting, Zoom meeting at least for the district. So I also expect, of course, the PI committee to organize, if by then the MCO is over, to have meetings in person, then you have a meeting, Zoom meeting for the district as a whole. Then everyone can come together, we can review the plan and come up. In fact, Raj has come up with some plans and activities, but he has not shared. That is actually, it's in the pipeline. I think comes the 1st July, he's going to roll out bit by bit. Hopefully, let me see, whatever that we have planned will come to a fruition, next year. And congrats, this is a fantastic kind of a session. I like it, I enjoy. And in fact, every day when we move, since the day one, I think the session is getting better and better. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, incoming Governor. So before I pass it back to Karthi for wrap up, Gurmeet, you would like to add anything? Gurmeet, are you there?
Basically looking from, can you?
Yes, can hear you.
All right. Well, basically, I think judging from the reactions in the chat group of Rotarians, want more assistance in terms of PI together moving forward would be some specific workshops, in terms of modules. Basically, I think there was one request for a social media workshop. Could even go down to basics and start off with the 101 on social media, how you post on social media, and that's where you can talk about the pictures, what sort of captions, and we can probably do another one later on
Hello, Gurmeet.
Yeah, we lost Gurmeet.
Yeah, we lost Gurmeet. Okay.
Yeah.
Gurmeet?
Yeah, so we can move forward with coming up with some modules for our fellow Rotarians, I suppose.
Yes, I agree. Well done, thank you. Now I'd like to pass it back to PAG Karthi for his wrap up.
Thanks, Raj. I think those comments and it's very encouraging. I mean, looking at the chat group comments, a lot of the comments are surrounded around getting Raj to do a lot more work, right? having a lot more sessions, and I think that's interesting. When I was Public Image Chair 10 years ago, and the biggest trouble was trying to get even with the logo right. But now we've gone to, and it was difficult. But now at least there's a huge change. There's an interest. We need to now really start feeding that interest. So, and I think this year's PI chair, Mealy, has done an excellent job. She's been going around clubs and helping with the logo change and all that. But we need to step up the effort. So it's great to see so much interest. It's great to see people wanting to attend public image seminars, because most times people tend to forget how important public image is. So it's really encouraging. Thanks, Kiran. Thanks, Theo, for giving me this opportunity to share my thoughts. Thank you.
Right, thank you, PAG Karthi. I would agree with that. It's very encouraging to see all the requests and a lot of learnings that you guys want to attain. So yes, we will draw the plan and we will come to you, right? And also, Rajesh, Ratnam have yet to answer my question, but you can WhatsApp me later, yeah? All right, so thank you guys. Thank you for coming. The room will be open for a few more minutes. So House of Friendship is open. Thank you. Thank you again.
Few more minutes only, not half an hour.
Depends what bottle you have.
Cheers. Thank you, everybody. Got to go now. See you guys. Bye.
Rajesh, what's my answer?
What was that you asked?
Was it blended or single malt?
Single malt.
Single malt. That's a good choice.
Yeah.
So send me the video for sambar and sodi. Yeah?
No, sambar sodi and all. It has to be. You see, the branding is something exotic, something different.
I'm dying for the rasam recipe.
So Raji, when you cook, it was Ratnam who cooked and you videotaped it, is it?
Yeah, because I dare not trust him to record. He might record my toe or his own toe. So
I must learn from you all how you attach the file, how you show the file and things like that. Huh? It's so smooth running,
The thing is, Ratnam is very jovial when he's talking and all that. He makes it comical. So like my daughter says, if I presented it, he said it might sound like a lecture. Papa is more comical, so might as well let him do it.
Yeah, she's right.
It's on YouTube and it's under the name of Mama Papa Kitchen.
It was on your Facebook, right? I think I saw it.
Hi, Vantana. How are you? Everybody say hello to Vantana Champi.
Hello.
Where's she?
Where she?
There she is.
Where?
Everyone is very keen to see you live in person. We miss you at our district training assembly. So it's so nice to have you here. Hi.
Hi. I'm sorry I couldn't make it, but I'm glad to get the opportunity to meet everyone.
Okay. For those
Yeah,
who
you
are
know, I'm looking for you.
she's on Spotlight, Governor.
She's on Spotlight.
Oh, is it? Okay. Let me see. I must say hello to you.
Hello.
Hi. Hello.
How is everyone doing?
You very good.
Very good.
Very, very, very good. How's things all in your side? Thank you so much for the help that CDS has given us for running our online training seminar. As you can see, we have generated fantastic interest. Rotarians in our district are coming on board with all our training, and we are enjoying what we are able to proceed because Rotary has also given their support to our district. Thank you so much.
Really? Introduce Vandana to the group. The Rotarians don't know who she is.
Okay, can we spotlight Vandana again?
Yeah, please.
This beautiful lady
Hi. I see
is
you.
our okay, most of you would have remembered our previous person in charge from Rotary support for our
Chonticha.
Asia Pacific, Chonticha. So Chonticha has moved on. Then it was Tin for a while, Tin Fen, and now it's Vandana. So Vandana is new to us, but I think she's come on board and getting to know all our leaders very well. IDG has met her, DG Leo has, I think, spoken to her as well. So she's working very closely with the public image and all the different relevant chairmen that is incoming and also current. Good to see you, Vandana.
Good to know that.
Yeah.
DG Andy, is this the first time you're meeting her? DG Andy Kumar?
Yeah,
Dr.
first time
Krishna
actually
Kumar?
I'm meeting her.
Oh, okay. I met her a couple of times. In fact, we had even a Zoom meeting, the regional Zoom meeting organized by Vandana. Yeah, thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And I'm really glad I got the opportunity to join today. I will be reporting back to Rotary. Your enthusiasm is amazing, and I had a really good time in this training.
Oh, yeah.
Very good.
We receive almost practically every day is full house.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yes. So going forward, we may have to open up. We may have to open up.
Good.
To more
We
participation.
hope when you can travel, Vandana, you should come to Malaysia.
I would definitely do that. I really wanted to come as well, but during COVID.
Yep. She was supposed to attend our Ipoh DTA, but because of COVID-19, we had to postpone that. At least cancel that, I mean.
So how are you back there in Thailand? Are you okay? Safe?
Yeah, I'm very safe.
Yeah, that's good. That's great. Yeah. Okay.
So, Bindi, I hope you enjoyed the session.
Anything you want to share with us?
Yes, I did. No, not at the moment. It's being an observer itself is quite occupied. I've picked up so many things. I'm noting it down and my future reference.
Maybe Vandana, whether do you have anything to share with us?
As of now, I think you have covered the grounds very well. So, if anybody has any questions, please feel free to contact me.
Yeah.
Vandana, will you be there in Singapore?
No, I will not be there yet. During this time, there's no traveling for Rotary at all. So.
Okay, but.
For those Rotarians who are wondering what CDS is, it's Club District Support from RI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
we will be having classes until Monday. Yeah. You can join us tomorrow.
I will definitely try. PDG Kiranjit already sent me the schedule, so I will try whichever I can attend. I would love to attend.
Yeah. Great. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
And
you.
thank you for coming on board. Yeah. Thank
You're
you so
very
much.
welcome.
Yeah.
We hope
Great.
to see you at the Singapore Institute, Bandana.
Surely,
Hey,
surely.
hopefully, hopefully.
Hopefully it's still on.
I'm also worried about my district conference. No, the 86th
Yeah.
district conference.
Yeah.
We plan to have it in December. Wondering whether it's on or not. So it all depends on the situation. How it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Karthi still in the room?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Did PDG Andre join us?
No, I don't think so. No, I don't see him
No,
here.
no, he did not join. Andre did not join.
I didn't see him. In fact, I checked through.
Great, great. Okay.
Past Governor Arasu is here.
Yeah.
Dr. Arasu, I saw about the logos. Many RI publications carry old logo, but I saw his question. Hi, Dr. Arasu.
Arasu is here. Hi.
Dr. Arasu, you've met Wansana, is it?
Hello.
Montana.
Wansana
Club,
Champi.
Yeah, I'm aware of her, but I've not met her yet. I was hoping to meet her at the regional meeting, but let's see. We are going Zoom all the way.
Yeah, Zoom all the way.
In fact, the regional training will be on Zoom.
Yeah.
It'll be rolled out sometime in a week or two. Right. These are for the leaders, for the governors, governor nominees, elects, the foundation guys, the PI guys, everybody. Because Director Incoming Sergeant is unable to attend any of this meeting, so he has suggested to do the Zoom.
I see.
And we have got RI to approve the license as well, and we have purchased it. So we will be rolling it out very soon. Good to have you on board.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
It's great. It's great initiative from your district. It's wonderful.
In my regards to the membership team, especially to Nora, right?
I will.
Right, thank you.
Sure.
So, PDG, Dr. Arasu, you're still in charge of the regional membership?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay.
2021, I finished my 3-year term.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, entree is no PI, you are
That's right.
membership. Yeah.
And Jason
Foundation?
Foundation is by Jason Lim.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
For our districts, yeah.
Yeah.
Because the new region will take place 1st July, so it is only limited to the Thai districts and Malaysia and Singapore. As you are aware, the other. Yeah, sorry.
So, are you planning to have your meeting soon?
Yes, it will be on Zoom.
Yeah.
Any idea when it will be?
The director is going through the agenda, which I've already planned it out. Actually, if you remember, we were supposed to do one meeting in KL.
Yeah, that's right.
In June. So the agenda and the topics were all identified and approved by the International Committee as well as the RI Membership Committee because they were funding the district membership chairs.
Yeah.
So everything was in place till this COVID thing came, and lucky I didn't pay the deposits, because there's no money from RI.
Yeah.
Everything is borne by the convener.
Yeah.
So, the last one I ran at a loss. And the previous one I also ran at a loss.
Oh, wow.
So it is not easy because there's no upfront money. So we have to make the initial bookings and deposits, and I have to confirm the packages. And if these guys don't turn up, that's it. You have to pay for them.
The previous one was held in Bangkok, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah, Bangkok. Yes.
Yeah, Bangkok. I couldn't make it because
Yeah, get something on.
Yeah.
And that was about $1,000 deficit for me.
So when do you expect this to be, Arasu?
This Zoom will roll out after the Hari Raya. But prior to that, we will have the Zoom with the the main regional leaders, because they need to do their own workshops. So on the Zoom, there will be a workshop session as well, which is going to be again broken up into workshops. So, and then they'll meet again, and then we will do the goal setting. And then from the goal setting, we will move forward. That has been planned, yeah. So director is working with me now at the moment. So we are still finalizing the timing because it is going to affect some of the zones because of the international, the difference in the time. So we are trying to get everybody together and then firm up the agenda and move on. So by next week, we are having 3 consecutive meetings, and after that will be the meeting with the assistant Rotary coordinators, where they will have their training, and then we will get on to the membership committee, chairs of the district membership committees, another training, and then there's a training for the PI guys, and also for the Rotary Foundation guys, as well as goal setting. That is in just that whole thing. So it's a lot of planning, a lot of working up, and I look forward to this team to also assist me, the technical team.
Technical team.
I see now they all are experts already.
Yeah, very good expert. Yeah, experts.
Yeah, man. You can now franchise your your training. You know, come up with a new name and start on it. You
One
know?
of the current district secretaries suggesting we charge people to come next time.
Yeah, it's time. I mean, you all are doing very well.
No lah.
Yeah.
It's
the distance is not keeping us apart. It's the thought that is keeping us together.
Yes,
you know?
yes.
So that is important, yeah.
I think it's good. It's good. You know, whatever it is, the COVID-19 has given us this opportunity.
Opportunity, yes. Otherwise, our guys will never get into the Zoom or never get into the laptops.
Never thought of it, you know.
If you look at our host, the host is our district secretary Limpoho. He's got his guns out, telling us that we need to go.
It's very straight.
Well done, well done.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. I've got to go.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, IDG. Thank you, PDG.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, host. Bye-bye.
Right, thank you.
Bye,
Thank you,
everyone.
everyone.
Bye,
All
Raj.
right. Bye, everyone.
Well done,
Bye.
Raj. Well done, Gurmeet. Well done, Karthi.
Thank you, Kiran. Okay, take care, everyone.
Yeah.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Next thing, we need to work on, Raj, your PI plans and things like that. How to use the budget, you know. Make sure we use the budget properly, 10,000 special allocation.
Raj was thinking after today
Raj.
you're going to increase 100,000 IDG.
600,000. Wow, the one will be global grant.
IDG, just when you're mentioning it, Raj left already. So he didn't hear
Raj,
what you
okay.
say.
Only Gurmeet had the benefit of listening.
So I keep it for you, okay? I'll keep it for you.
Okay, thank you, IDG.
Okay, take care.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, take care, everyone. Bye.
Yeah, take care.
Karthi, hi. We set a new record 127. So see who else will break the record. Hey, thanks guys for helping out in the room. Well done. Sorry about the glitch in the tape. My laptop format is flipped, so I need to change it back.
Right. Thanks, man. Thank you very much.
Sure, right. Bye. Bye.
Thank you. See you.
Bye.